Hi, and welcome to Infertility Dialogues. I'm Supriya, and this series is my attempt to start conversations around the taboo topic of infertility. In the last video, I spoke about what is infertility and when to figure out if it's a time to visit a doctor. So, I would recommend you go to a fertility specialist that might give you a more comprehensive view of what could possibly be wrong and also maybe save you multiple visits to different practitioners. Just a disclaimer here, I'm not a medical practitioner, and whatever I'm talking about in this series is just based on my experience and the things that I've read upon. So please, before taking any action, do check with your doctor and only then go ahead. So now you've entered the doctor's office. The first thing is routine. There's some standard procedures. You will be asked for your medical history. They want to know if there's a hereditary problem with either of you, maybe like a history of diabetes or heart conditions in the family. They would also want to know about your sexual history. How often do you have sex? Are there any problems that you face while doing it? And of course, they want to talk about the regularity of your periods and things like that. So once they've taken the history, they will suggest some diagnostic tests for both of you. These would include blood tests and ultrasounds. For blood tests, mostly they check for hormone levels and any discrepancies there that could possibly be fixed. And ultrasound is to figure out if there's, let's say for the women, is there a cyst or a blockage in the fallopian tube, or for men if there's a varicocele vein or if there's a blockage in the sperm duct, etc. There are also other diagnostic tests, which, for example, for a woman could be a hysteroscopy, where they take a tissue sample from your uterus and also do an ultrasound inside to see if everything is working fine. For men, they might take a sperm sample and check for motility and the condition of the sperm, etc. So those are the general routine diagnostics that you can expect. When you do undergo the diagnostics, just remember that infertility is not a women-only condition. In fact, 40% of infertility is due to male factors, which could be sperm motility issues or varicocele veins, etc. And 40% are due to female conditions, which could be a cyst or a blocked fallopian tube, or maybe a quality of the egg, etc. And 20% of infertility cases are unexplained. So it's both of you are equal partners in this, and I think that's something that all of us need to remember before beginning this journey, because it's going to get tough. And it's important that you support each other throughout whatever you may discover during this phase. So once your diagnostic results are out, your doctor is going to recommend a treatment course. Now this may or may not be assisted reproduction, because depending on what they found, there could be multiple things that could be done before we get into the in-depth assisted reproduction treatments. Now there could be hormone therapies that they might recommend you. There might be some small procedures like removal of a cyst or unblocking a duct, etc., that could work in your favor, and then you can conceive naturally. But after all that is done and you're still not able to conceive, then the doctor also would recommend assisted reproduction, which is what usually IVF is all about. But again, IVF is not the only assisted reproduction or ART technique that's out there. Before getting into IVF, there is also a procedure called IUI. Then comes IVF, and then there's also something called conceive. Of these three treatments, IVF is possibly the most widely known. This is what the test tube baby is all about, but this is the second choice. Often IUI is something that people do first because it's slightly less invasive than IVF, and conceive is done in some sort of extreme cases. Other than these three main treatments, there are other things that support the whole fertility process. These would include various in-depth tests. These would include various supplements that you might have to take. These would even include some of the alternative healing therapies that you can look at. So assisted reproduction is a massive space, and there is so much information out there that's often deciding what works for you and what doesn't becomes very difficult. And I just want to put out that word of caution that even with assisted reproduction, the rate of success is only 45%. So it's not a short way to have a baby. And therefore, there will be a lot of roadblocks, there will be a lot of disappointments on the way, and you have to be prepared for that. So, and that's at the back of your mind, when you're taking those treatment decisions. Will it work? Will it not work? And therefore, it's very important to get a perspective from the other side of the table. I know your doctor is going to give you the best advice possible, but it's also important to know the experience of people who've been through this journey. What have they faced? What kind of treatments have worked for them? Is there any commonality that you can explore with them? So this video hopefully will help you to a certain extent. If you have any specific questions about assisted reproduction, please feel free to write to me, or about infertility journey in general, and I'll try and answer in the upcoming videos. The next video is going to talk about some of these treatments in detail. We'll explore what reproduction is all about. Of course, we've all done biology 101, but let's just take a refresher there. And then I'll also dive deep into what are each of these treatment options and how and what that they entail. So you're sort of prepared before you get into the treatment. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. And to keep updated on this, subscribe in the link below, and I will see you next time. Thank you.